Hello, how are you? So, I have a thing. Again, I feel like I always start my videos with me having a thing. Have my coffee ready and everything, but we have to talk, okay? About a very serious issue. Is that I've been doom scrolling online and seeing a lot of oil pastel videos. And you know, when you see these videos, they look like all nice and they just like scribble and you're like, damn, that looks so easy. I really want it, and it always looks so delicious, just the way it pastes across, and it's just so creamy and nice, you know, just that texture. And sometimes they like make it a little bit thicker and textured, and it just looks so good. And they always draw a food with that, and it just makes you so hungry. Well, I really want to try oil pastels, okay? And as far as I know, is that they are not something easy. And they are actual hell on earth. And just as normal pastels are, and soft pastels, and every type of pastel is horrible because it's pastels, right? Well, I want to try that. So I went to another city, okay? I went to another city because I live in a small rural agriculture. It's fields here and prairies everywhere. I live in the middle of nowhere. So I went to a big city. Okay, and I went to a store, and look, I got oil pastels, except that I've mentioned this before, I'm poor, I'm even rhyming, so I spent like $3 on these. Okay, it's by Chivalry, you know, Jesus is dead, so let's make pastels, and it's 4 artists, and you know that this is high quality. You know why? Because there are 36 Coloups in here, and they're top quality and bright color. We can just focus on quality, okay? We are in for a little treat. Is this the best way to explore a new medium that I have no idea how it works? Definitely. And of course, I came prepared, right? I'm like, I got my pastels, 36 Coloups. Focus on quality. Of course, I have to get myself some paper by Chivalry as well, because Jesus is dead. Let's make some paper. It's oil color, artist's pad, okay? Artist materials, A4, 10 sheets, acid free. Look, it's canvas, okay? It's actually my first time having canvas paper, or honestly, like any type of different paper. If you've seen me do watercolor before, you will see me use just normal cardstock because I'm crazy. And this is my cat's hair. That's nice. I came prepared. I have myself some good old oil color Coloup. I mean, this one's color, but I have myself some oil Coloups. Look, I'm ready, okay? I came prepared for this. I'm so excited to make myself some nice little drawings, but I feel too bad using this for swatches, so I won't swatch on these. I have 10 sheets. I need to make 10 full artworks on these, so I will do what a normal person does and just try these in my sketchbook. And actually, I haven't opened these yet. I bought these a few days back, and it has been sitting in front of me ever since. And I don't know how artists can just buy art supplies, like brand new art supplies, and let them just sit in front of you, staring at you, and you stare back at them without just ripping it open. I had to have the biggest amount of self-control ever, and it has been so hard. Also, I bought another thing. Look at this little notebook. These actually are very popular here in my country. I'm pretty sure that these are made by those horrible brands like Shein and Wish and Temu and whatever, like those. But I bought it from a store. I helped a store out. It's a really nice place, actually. So, because these got very popular because they smell like actual food. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it smells like artificial and something. If you watched my character based on the tiramisu perfume, this smells exactly like that perfume to a horrifying extent. This smells like chocolate cookies. It's impressive. I bought this. This will be our newest addition to the small sketchbooks. You know how I had like the other one in the shape of a cat, this one. will now be our chocolate one. And I actually haven't opened this yet. It also has been sitting in front of me for forever. So, look at this. Look at this little thing. It has a little bite. And it has the silicone cover. And it has little papers. Smell it. Smell it. Here, smell. Nice whiff, right? Oh, it's so nice. I can't wait to use this for drawing, but I won't today. We are focused on the Coloups, and we will be using our beloved sketchbook for that. I guess I should make an unboxing, right? I can't draw without using these. So, my mom actually spoiled me. She just went straight for these things. Like, I bought them. We went out together, right? Like, she bought things for her store, I bought things for my YouTube channel. She went, like, straight into it. She's just way too excited. And she did spoil a little bit. She said, like, oh, these are crayons. And I was like, yeah, they're, like, sort of in that style. So I guess that they will look like crayons. I'm afraid that they will look like actual Crayola crayons, okay? I'm sort of afraid that they will look like crayons and act like Crayola crayons because I did not buy Crayola crayons. I bought Chivalry oil pastels, 36 Coloups. So, we will get into it, okay? I can't. This is the moment of my life. Y'all have no idea. Every single oil pastel video on the entire planet that you see online, you will see that Angel Kill like that post, okay? Because I have seen every single one of those. Ever. Oh my god, guys. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to close my eyes. You see it first, okay? You see it first. You see it first. I feel plastic. It's oil pastels. It has plastic. I don't have a knife with me. I don't have a knife, guys. Where's my knife? I have a knife. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. I'm sweating. I'm not. Oh, that was extremely not good to put on YouTube. I will leave it in anyways. Oh, look at that. Oh, baby girl. Babe. Oh, babe. I'm doing this extremely wrong. Y'all have no idea how confined my desk is. Look at that. Oh, look at these colors. Oh man, I'm going to get demonetized for all of these sounds I just made. Those are sounds you don't want to make in public, okay? Honestly, those are sounds that you should reconsider if you make them in private too. Oh my god, guys, I can't believe it. These are oil pastels from Chivalry. 36 Coloups. Guys, I've never touched an oil pastel before. I love that in the description of one video of a good while back, I said like, man, I've been really into talking lately. I'm not even losing my voice. I'm starting to lose my voice. Guys, this is the moment. We'll test them out in my little sketchbook here. Okay, because I'm insane. This has printer paper in it, if you didn't know. I make my own sketchbooks because I got a lot of paper from the government. We were here. Also, look at these little pages I've done. This might actually date this recording because, look, these will be a little bit angled, okay? I don't have space on my desk anymore. This might date the recording because I posted these on my Instagram stories. Since we are using a she page, let's use a she color. I can't grab these. How does one? I have nails. And I can't. 36 Coloups. Oh my god. These taste like crayons. These taste like crayons? These smell like crayons. Oh my god. Guys, these are so nice and creamy, and you draw and it like does a little indent. I feel fancy. And this was $3. Oops. Now do these blend? Oh my god, these are, guys, these are oil pastels. It's almost like, that's what this says. Oh my god. Guys, I'm so excited. You'll have no idea. I am just, this entire video, I'm going to get demonetized. I'm not even monetized. I'm going to get demonetized. Like, please don't. You know what? I thrive for the day someone just makes compilation videos of me being absolutely stupid, because I am. Okay. I am. Now, how do they do this? As far as I know, these are like, they don't dry or something along those lines. I have no idea how. This is like a completely new medium for me. I've never done anything like this. So I'm just learning new things. I will just draw a she here, she face. I needed something new, like with illustration. There isn't, like there is the entire world for you to learn. And when you get to a point where you're satisfied, everything becomes very stagnant because you're happy with it. A lot of times artists aren't. I don't know if that's a unique experience for me, but I'm happy with where I am skill-wise. So that's why I tend to try and challenge myself, but sometimes it just never feels like a real challenge because I already know the base of drawing and illustrating in general. So I know how to get to the new thing I'm trying to learn easily. So using a medium that I have no idea how it works, nor how it like behaves itself, or I have no understanding of it, it just is very refreshing, okay? It's just very, very nice. And I don't know if other people have that experience, because a lot of times I just see artists being like, I'm never exactly satisfied with where I am. And it's good because at least I'm not stagnant, right? I am happy with where I am. And I don't know if that is wrong or not. There isn't exactly a wrong with drawing, so in itself that isn't wrong. But it feels like it should be, because in that sense I'm not exactly improving now, am I? I don't really know. That's why I try to push myself just out of my comfort zone a lot. But like, I don't know, I'm just... This is a dream come true for me. Other than it being something new, I can make those cool oil pastel videos now. I don't know how to... I think I learned how to take those out, so... I have to remember actually, how do they do these? I think that they actually like did these things first. I don't really remember, okay? And then they blended it out using other colors, like this. Should they be this like flaky? I don't know. I've never used them, but they are very creamy. Maybe it's just my technique that is non-existent. That's like this, maybe. I know that they're very textured, right? They should be. They should be, so. Shouldn't they be more coverage? That's not how you form phrases. If you ever wonder like, oh, I mean, it's not that you wonder, if you ever think to yourself like, oh, Angel Kill doesn't know how to speak because like they're from South America, so that makes sense, right? I don't know how to speak Spanish well either, okay? I don't know how to speak anything. Everything is an attempt of communication. I speak 5 languages. None of them I can really say that I'm like proficient and just like, you know, perfect. I'm really excited. My idea is making a really big drawing of my baby boy, the president. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know if it actually came out yet, but I've been planning the story with him and stuff, and just I am extremely excited to do things with him. And I mean, not do things. Guys, what is with me? This video, I'm just extremely demonetizable. And I'm not even monetized. That's the worst part. I wish I was, okay? I wish. Then I could buy more. Maybe not $3 oil pastels. Maybe. But the thing is, right? At this point, I remember like in 2018 or so, like around that time was when hoo-hoos were getting famous, and at that point there were like markers like Touch, and they weren't exactly good, right? Those were very poor quality back then, and people did not enjoy those at all. And I blend these out. I mean, they aren't very brandable. That's not how you speak blendable. But as I was saying, this is why I have scripts usually in my videos, because if I just jump around. And with these where I just draw directly, I don't have a script with me. So like they were just coming out and they weren't good quality and everyone liked Copics. So then Ohuhus came out that were cheap, and they still are, and they were actually really good quality. This is why Ohuhu got very big, and you know, at some point they almost forgot that. I remember that. They almost forgot their people. Almost. But everything's fine. They listened. They're actually a really nice brand because they actually listen to their customers. A lot of times brands will just like do whatever and, you know, not take the actual consumer into account and just do whatever, and then their brand falls and collapses and they don't know why. Uhuhu, very nice. They listen really, really well. And that was very nice and cool. So that's why we have Uhuhus. And ever since from 2016 onward, I would say, I don't really remember that well. I wasn't very much into the art community. If you haven't watched my folder series, I had no idea what the fuck even was going on in the entire world at that point in my life. And it's not like I was young, okay? I was old enough to exist as a human being. I don't have brains, okay? I was different from society, and I still am at this point, technically. This is why people don't like oils, or is this just because I have nails? You'll never tell. Ooh. Guys, I'm just very excited. Should oil pastels do this? That's my question. We'll never know. I mean, you could. Maybe you are an oil pastel expert. I'm not. What is white used for? Is white like a blender? Like with colored pencils? I don't know. Or is it like, oh, I painted there and I shouldn't have put white? Or is it a blender? I don't know. Guys, I'm very excited. I'll have to do some research, okay? And then we might get into a big illustration. Okay, so I actually practiced a little bit with the oil pastels. So here are some experiments I did. These were done with acrylic markers, okay? Ignore those. But these are made with oil pastels. Ignore my fingers too, okay? That's me dealing with my cat. But I actually quite enjoyed this. This was the first one, that's why it looks so ugly. This one turned out really cute, and this one too. So I have an idea, okay? I have a sketch that I want to translate into a bigger illustration. But I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but let's try it out. I'll be using my little I'll be using my little oil color artist pad here to make a full drawing. We have 10 sheets, okay? We gotta use those and make it worth it in the end or something. I don't know. Have a sketch right there. I'll draw it out and then I'll color it in. I have no idea how to use these still. I experimented. I could have watched like a tutorial. Oh, how to use oil pastels. What mediums can I mix in with oil pastels? That would be a great one to know. Yet here I am, and I'll just go with the faith that I have in the world, I guess. I don't know. Let's make these 10 sheets worthwhile. I'll just leave it like that. So I have a sketch, okay? I have a sketch and I gotta translate this into the issue. I mean, there is a texture. I just couldn't feel the texture, okay? The paper is fine. Let's see. So if I were to imagine this thing sort of divides sort of like this. I want it to be right, okay? This is a photograph that I found on Pinterest. I mean, actually I lost the original one. It's a different photo of the same shoot, but I have the sketch out, so I might just... So I got inspired by that photo. I changed it a little bit, more so making the character look at the camera instead of not. But the rest is basically the same, the whole concept. That one will stay, so let's just do that. Now you ask me, whoa, who am I drawing, right? You all know I draw only my OCs. In this case, I'll be drawing the president because I am quite obsessed with my boy, my hag, my main man. I'm quite obsessed with him. He's my main man. We all know my main man is jealous. Like, let's not. But I have a slight obsession with this guy. because he dresses pretty. So I keep wanting to draw him. And you'd be like, well, why not just dress up Jellish then, so that you can draw him again? If I'm not mistaken, recently it was Trans Visibility Day. When was it? April 1st or March 31st? And I didn't draw my OCs for that. I lost the opportunity just because I was busy. And I'm very disappointed in myself. I had the perfect opportunity to draw my boy Jellish and I did not. So shame on me. Because we all lost a Jellish illustration in our lives that we could have had. But anyways, that's not the case. I just love Jellish, okay? The case is, I'm drawing the president, and I'll be drawing the president for this, and I'll be drawing the president for this. There's nothing more to say about that. And he dresses pretty, and that's why I like drawing him. You know, for these I should really be wearing my glasses. Also, this is drawn in an angle, and I don't appreciate that. Look, I'll have to look at it more from the up down so that I see it and not an angle, and you can still hear me. You know what I really don't appreciate about recording? Just overall, in general, anything that I record, like voiceover stuff, is that I have to turn my AC off, and it's really hot. South America is just really hot, okay? It's always summer here. Not appreciative of that. I am sweating. Why am I wearing polyester too? Of all the things that I could be wearing today, I decided to wear polyester. Not a great choice. Shame on me, I guess. That's my fault. I can't see my sketch. My vision is too bad. Okay, you know what? Let's just go for the eye and then half a face. You all know. I have the half a face here and I need more. I want to make the sketch quicker. I like drawing fast overall, you all know that. But I also want to continue drawing with intention. He looks weird. Why does he look weird? He doesn't look like himself. Maybe it's an issue with me. Maybe it's not him. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the problem. Hi, it's me. I'm still not Taylor Swift. I keep making a reference to Taylor Swift. Why? It's like with my folder series. I have the eras, I have folders, I have a problem. Not that Taylor Swift has a problem. Or does she? I don't know. I can't speak for her. I don't know, man. I really don't. There's something wrong with him. Maybe his head is too big. Where is my eraser? Where did you go? Where are you? Yoo-hoo! Bro. Hey, yo. I live in a mess. Okay, that is not right. Let's make it smaller then. You know, what I'm afraid of with oil pastels is that I will lose detail. And I don't want to lose detail because I like myself a few details here and there. I'm not the most detailed artist. Like, we can all agree. I simplify things a lot, but, you know, I like details. I like those, at least, like, when they're necessary and useful. And they don't overcomplicate my life. They're great in that case. Those cases, they're wonderful. Overall, I am quite fond of simplicity, but, you know, I need some. At least a few. And I don't know if I can do that with oil pastels, so I've thought like, oh, maybe I should mix some other media with it. That's why I have my acrylic markers here. But I don't know how well oil pastels and acrylic markers mix, so I'll figure that out in the process, I guess. The right thing to do would be to test it out. I won't, because I'm crazy, insane, I don't know. I could, but I just decided, why would I? If I can just jump into it and disappoint myself. Why would I just do things right? I won't. So here I am, with no knowledge at all of what I am about to make myself go through. Why did I draw all the curls? He will be wearing a veil. I have issues. Okay, so how does that go? Oh, it goes sort of like this. And you know what I like about this pencil specifically is that it erases quite well. This is a big Evolution pencil. He's great at erasing. I don't know why. Usually colored pencils don't leave your soul no matter how much you scrub the paper. This one leaves the paper quite well. I don't know, it's just, I'm surprised by it, if I have to say so. Because there are the erasable pencils, but a lot of times when I see the videos on those, they still show up quite very visibly, and they don't show that much of a difference of a usual colored pencil from the erasable ones. So I don't know, this one erases quite well. I can still see the lines there, obviously, but they're very erased, especially in comparison to the Faber-Castell ones. This one erases quite good, so that's something to keep in mind. If you can get your hands on the Big Evolution, I don't know if they changed their formula of their crayon? Lead? I don't know, the colory part. I don't know if they changed their formula. This pencil is from 2018? I think so, 2018. I don't think it's 2019. But you know, they're good. So this is the part that I don't understand, because I have no idea. I don't know how this fabric goes there. I don't know. Vanilla goes. No, it doesn't. Where does it go? How do you go? How do you go? Sort of like this. So we have the veil. What are you going to be wearing, my guy? I have no thoughts. I have absolutely... You know what? There are like... I think I mentioned this in my thrifting video, but I really enjoy the gunny socks dresses, which I like pronouncing gunny socks, but I know that people pronounce it gunny. I don't like gunny. Gunny sounds like a name, like, hey Gunny, it has been so long since we last saw each other. I don't appreciate that. But I really like the dresses, these old like style of dresses, which I wish I could get my hands on some. I would love collecting those, but people did not wear these types of dresses anywhere near where I live back in the days, so I will never get my hands on any of those, except if I make my own, which that I've considered before. You know, I have a diploma that says that I know how to sew. And because of that diploma, I have a lot of audacity. So I think like, yeah, I can make that. Of course I can. That's my reaction to literally anything that I see on Pinterest. The reality is, I can't. But you know, it's a consideration. So he is there. And he has a hand, which he does in fact have one hand. The other hand is gone. Your arm just does not look right. I also don't know how much detail I should put in these, because a lot of this will be covered by the oil pastels, hopefully at least, I imagine. So like, this is underwater. Same with like his bottom part here, underwater. And then there are lily pads all around him, which there are some bigger ones like here, obviously, because like perspective, things that are closer will be bigger, and things that are further away will be smaller. So like, I know that there's like an opening up here, sort of ish. Sort of like that. Opening, as in there aren't lily pads there. So like there's sort of this free-ish space. So we will... I also want to like blur it out. Can I give that effect with oil pastels? I don't know. I have a lot of audacity. I've never used oil pastels, and I think that I'm going to be able to blur an image to show perspective and distance and just depth when I've never done that before. I have a lot of audacity, okay? So like, we got it, right? Oh yeah, the gunny sacks. They have like this V, and that I really enjoy, which I also gave him this sort of V look. But I thought like maybe we could add like some lace instead, and you know, just adding stuff. Should I add? Should I? Because you know the heart that I always forget to draw. That's supposed to be part of his design. What if I add that? It looks so good though. It looks so good. I can't not. So like, there are these swords going through his golden heart. Which is a brooch. Hell of a brooch, if I have to be honest, but it looks cool. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Why am I becoming a Minecraft villager? Uh-huh. That, I just... Okay. Okay. He needs his corset because he has spinal issues and he needs support to exist. Honestly, I need to... Guys, I've been having like the back pain of a lifetime. I think that my back is snapping in half and, you know, I should honestly go to the doctor, but I think I will. I don't have the money for that. I barely have the money to survive. You think that I will go to the doctor? No, man. If I'm dead, I'm dead. But crazy back pain. Like, damn, it feels like I'm going to snap in half every single day of my life. And as a lot of times I actually get paralyzed in pain. Very cool stuff happening in my life, guys. Only the best things happening with me. So I guess I could add his sleeve. I like giving him bell sleeves. I think bell sleeves are cool. See? Great. Now, I have to color that in. And I have like my little... I have a reference. How will I guess I mean, you know, why? Okay, thanks. Do I just jump straight in? I guess I don't have anything loose. Now, I haven't actually tried these out on the oil canvas. So that's my first time as well, I guess. What should I mix in? It's sort of like violetish and bluish. Thing is, that's white, huh? I didn't even think of that. I didn't think of something being white. What am I doing? I need green. I have lots of green options. So that's good. The white turns brownish in the water. That's something to consider. I don't really have that specific color. Or do I? It's sort of like this potato-ish brown. Mixed in with a bit of diarrhea. Something to keep in mind, I guess. What's this color? As you can see, I never even used this. Oh, this color would have been better than the one that I was using just now. I'll just like add it a little bit on the edges here. Just like show like, oh, underwater, yippee, woohoo. Oh, my desire to just rip these off. Honestly, the edges are white, so that's something to keep in mind. Now, there is just this deep brown color there. I also have like this to blend it out, so we'll use a Q-tip later to see how well that goes for me. Which it might go horribly. Actually, I could have used this for the... right? Because this will be golden. But also like I need to add like reflections later because I don't know, reflective metals or something. But it also ties like the thing together, so that's good. I feel like I'm going to use this green here a lot. Should I just... I'll just start, I guess. This is not the color that I imagined this to have. Or is it? Not really, no. Not exactly the opacest. Maybe it's just me. Oh well, does it? Yep, that's not what I expected to happen. I don't know what I expected either way, so maybe it's me, I'm the issue. What is deep? Which one of you? Are you? You're very emerald. This isn't exactly what I was... You're even more emerald. What are you? You're lighter. You're a lot more vibrant too, so I don't know. I'll keep these here because I will use those mainly, I guess. This will take me a long while. I'm sensing it. I'm trying to be very mindful of what I'm doing right now. Except here, I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, but the intent is to put the colors and the lines down where I think that they should go, instead of just mindlessly blobbing stuff and just drawing. So here's where I decided to stop talking in the video, and I'll have to do a little voiceover here. Look, okay, I lose my voice easily, okay? In these videos, my voice just goes away. It abandons me. It abandons me like fathers usually do with their kids. So, basically, it's just me working out the lily pad placement here in the back, as you can see. Later on, and actually detail it. I mean, sort of, as best as I could, because, you know, oil pastels aren't all that easy to detail stuff with. But we manage. I guess that is the challenge of using this sort of medium. Are these oil pastels what I expected them to be? Yes. I think that real good quality oil pastels aren't like these $3 ones, for example. I don't imagine that they crumble as much as these do. Just to give a little example for you, that is something that I actually started questioning during this video and during this entire process, is if oil pastels should crumble the way that they do, because they were very flaky and will leave a weird residue behind, and also that these don't texture as much as I see in the videos of people using oil pastels, because in the videos they sort of create this very thick layer, and that is very hard to achieve using these ones that I have. But these work really well for being $3, okay? These work shockingly well for being only $3, because they have just a really good pigment to them, and that is pretty impressive. I remember that back in the day, when you would buy cheap art supplies, that wouldn't happen. Like those very famous watercolors in their little pans that are just very dusty. How else could I explain them? And also those very famous acrylic paints that come in those like straight little thingies, like string together, like the little tubes, all in that one string, with that extremely low quality shitty little brush that they come with. Like those barely can be considered art supplies. But nowadays, when you buy even a touch marker, that thing is pigmented and you can blend it. It's impressive where we are nowadays. The background for this was a really nice and easy feat. I almost said something completely different. It was a very easy feat, okay? It was just a really fun time. It took me a while, sure, but overall it was just a really nice experience. Usually I try to avoid coloring in backgrounds like the plague. Traditionally, at least. Digitally, it's easy. But you know, it'll be fine. It just took me a while overall, this drawing. In fact, you'll see me change the camera angles in a bit too, because this drawing took me a few days, and with a few days, I mean 2 days. Which is a lot for me, drawing anything fully with a traditional medium. Now that I think about it, my older full drawings that I've done traditionally also weren't done in such a long time. Which you can find those drawings in my folder series, as always, right? Those just always pop back. If you want to know more about me and my story, the folder series is the thing. I mean, me and my story, art-wise, right? My story. You don't want to know my story, okay? I never actually took as much time on my drawings as I do digitally, nowadays at least. I mean, or better saying, 2021 and 2022, which is the time that I used to spend more time on my drawings. Is that even the correct way of phrasing that? You understood it. That's what matters. But like, not even digitally I spent that long on my drawings usually. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't believe in ghosts! I'm sorry, I couldn't, okay? But I'll say it again. I usually always mention this. I can't spend that much time on anything, or I'll end up losing interest and just abandon it completely, okay? Which is why my main task in drawing is usually drawing as fast as I can. That's what I try to teach myself when I draw with intention. And when I say draw with intention, which is something that I mention a lot usually, it's... how do I explain it? Everything I put down is put down consciously. I tend to just draw subconsciously and lose myself a lot and just do things willy-nilly and by memory, but I'm not actually there. I'm daydreaming a lot when I'm drawing. So I try to be there nowadays and put things down consciously. But yeah, maybe at some point I should challenge myself to spend as much time drawing traditional. There it goes. We are starting. I should challenge myself to draw at some point for the same amount of time, digitally, traditionally. Did I even... Look, I'm a different person, okay? Anyways, that would be a fun challenge for me, at least. It would put me out of my comfort zone as well, which I really enjoy doing. One thing that I struggled with in this drawing is the white of his clothes, okay? That one, oh, just remembering it, and even looking back at it, it's, I even removed some of the color later on because I exaggerated it too much and then it looked too messy. It wasn't an easy It wasn't an easy time, okay? It really wasn't. But what was easy, though, was the water. The part that is lighter and the darker parts were just really easy to make and to blend in as well. And that is the part where I found out that I can actually sort of layer the colors on top. Because if you watch the OIL pastel videos, you usually see that they can layer like thick colors, like thick pastes on top of another color. And I tried doing that, but it wouldn't work all that well, but it sort of worked. It worked as best as every $1 OIL pastel could, which is way better than I imagined that it would. So that was great. I don't know if people actually use canvas pads for pastels though. Maybe it's just for oil paints and I might have understood that part wrong, but I will use this paper either way because at this point I already bought it and I don't have oil paints, though I wish I had. At some point I still want to try oil paints as well, I guess. But that one, a lot of money invested into that. Oops, I can't do that. What I do want to figure out still is how to detail using oil pastels and what other mediums I can mix in with it to maybe make that detailing easier. That's something that I can explore still, and I don't know, overall I like the concept of the drawing. Lately I've been having a bunch of swampy thoughts with him, my OC. If you haven't seen my Get Your Dreams post, you've been really missing out. Maybe it's just my swamp surroundings finally having an impact on me. Everywhere I go, everyone just talks about how there used to be a swamp there back in the days. I wonder if that's a universal experience Maybe the entire world was just made of swamp. But yeah, I wonder if I can explore my Allega dreams through oil pastels too. We'll see about that. Overall, this was a lot of fun. Very out of my comfort zone, which I like to achieve. And I don't know. Lately I've just been enjoying doing traditional videos more so than digital. That doesn't mean that I will abandon my digital videos. It's just that it's something that I've been gravitating towards lately. I'm happy with the result of this drawing overall, but I wouldn't put it up on my wall. But it's a great first full oil pastel illustration. Guess that's one way to think about how much I like a drawing or not. Either way, I hope you have a nice day and night, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!